Hi everyone, this is Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. So I hope you're all having a great day today and you're ready to get some crafting in. I am going to kind of challenge myself. I decided that I'm going to start trying, not all the time, but at least sometimes, trying to do a little bit of other styles. When I first started doing this, I fell in love with book pages, I fell in love with vellum, I fell in love with all these different things, you know, that were your typical kind of projects you would see online, and I just fell in love with all of it. And then I just, you know, you little by little, you start to get your stride and find out what you like. Well, I leaned more towards elegant and, you know, more the like frilly, fun, a lot of ladies in my stuff, a lot of children. I actually added the children this past spring by working on some, kind of forcing myself to work in some themes in my journals that were a little different, that brought in children, where I had been using mostly ladies and gentlemen, you know, from the, you know, like the Victorian age and that type of setting. And so I wanted to kind of challenge myself to get back to using book pages, because I had collected tons of books and then I haven't been using them. And then also I wanted to try and do a few things that had more nature theme, you know, and more botany, and then also playing with some vellum. So I've printed out some vellum here, and what I'm going to do today, I got inspired to, I had already thought about what I wanted to do with the vellum and books and all that, but I got inspired this morning to make some tags from Rachel at Roxy Creations. And so I just wanted to jump in, bring you guys along, and go for it. So so I have some book pages that I've pulled out. This is not vintage. This is a newer book. It's a Shakespeare, huge, thick Shakespeare book I bought. I got it because I wanted the Shakespearean plays as a backdrop, so it didn't have to be vintage, because of course I could distress it. So that was my thing. So this is not vintage, but everything else here is very old. And I've brought along a book to glue some pages together and make our tags stronger. And then I'll also use probably, I brought in, let me find it here. Now that I am sitting, oh, here it is. I brought some to backdrop the tags, to do the back of the tags. I brought some of that Amazon wrapping or packaging. I just tore it down into strips. You know how it's got the perforated, you know, part between the sheets. So I tore down a bunch of them, and I thought, you know what, those will be perfect tag backers. So that's what we're going to do today. I hope you can join me. I've got my glue stick. I probably won't need it, but I've got my bone folder. I've got a dry wipe and my scissors and a few things to decorate with, like the vellum. And then I've got these little tags. I think they're super cute. I got them in Etsy. I'm not really sure which shop. I'd have to go into my folders and look. Got a few word references, some butterflies, flowers, you know, things like that. So I'm gonna just start gluing. So these are gonna be my tag pages, okay, these here, and different ones. I don't know how many, oopsie, I don't know how many I'll get done, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some glue down. Oh, and you know what I did? I left my lid off of my glue a while ago, which was not good. And now I'm gonna have, there we go, getting it started again. So I'm gonna get some glue spread out. And I was watching, like I said, I was watching Rachel, and she had used her, this is a mess, look at me, I can't even do it. Anyway, she had used her book pages and just doubled them up, and then use that to lay out her, the book page she's gonna have on the tag, okay? And just making it thicker so it'll be stronger, because these are old pages. This book was The Green Grass of Wyoming. I don't even know what year. Let's see. It was published in 1946. I picked it up for free at a, you know, like a book or a thrift store. No, not free. It was a dime. I take that back. It was a dime. She sells her books 10 for $1. She has so many of them. And so, you know, they're not all vintage. They're not all for us, but some of them once in a while I'll get some good ones. So, yeah, I'm just going to use these and make my bases for the tag to lay on. Very sticky. So how's everybody doing today? What are you guys up to? I want to make sure that I'm doing this in camera. I had a request by one of you to pull my camera closer. I was laughing because I had a request from somebody else one time to pull it away a little bit. So I'm trying to get that happy medium for everybody, because I know some people can't want to see the closer up close. Some people, you know, like to be a little further back so they can see like the whole procedure kind of, you know. I have a tendency, like I've said before, to craft up close to myself, and this is really stuck to me, and I will like be off camera and not realize it, and I apologize so much for that. So I'm trying to make sure I actually stood up so I could see better, to make sure that I am in view so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going from end to end, you know, all the way around as much as possible. And of course it's sticking to me like crazy. You know, it's funny, I was watching Rachel thinking, why isn't the paper flipping on her? What is she doing that I don't do? Because when I do this, I have paper flipping, it's getting glue everywhere. Hers seem to flow so beautifully. I'm trying. So I think it'll be fun to do something different, you know, and also because our journal we're working on has got a lot of elegance to it, but I kind of thought it'd be nice to do some tags in there that are more geared toward nature, because it is very summery. It's got a lot of flowers, a lot of butterflies, you know, and even though it's still got people in it, I thought it'd be kind of fun to have some tags that are more geared toward nature, and then like the vintage book page stuff, you know. I don't know. I want to, how do I express that? I want a fullness to my art repertoire, you know. I want to learn with junk journaling. I want to be able to sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to create this today, and it be something that I love, that comes out of me, because I have so many ideas, and I don't want to limit myself to one type of thing. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to say, oh, you know what? I want to do grungy today, or I want to do mixed media today, or, you know, and I want to do elegant this time, or, you know what I mean? I would like to be able, because I enjoy all of those things. And I heard her say, you know, she enjoys other people's grunge, but not her own so much. Well, I'm kind of like that about the more nature scenes and stuff with animals and insects and that kind of stuff. I absolutely love seeing other people's, and I go to do it, and it doesn't flow out of me as quickly, but I do love it. And then a lot of people I know, you know, use book page constantly, and I absolutely love it, but I kind of forget to use it. I have a tendency to get stuck in my papers and my digis and different stuff, and then not end up using my book pages, which I really do like. So I want to bring all of that together. I did this the other day. I used a stamp. I didn't paint that, but I used a stamp, and I did some, you know, the little liquid pearls, and I thought it was kind of cute. But I was waiting for it to dry really good, because I didn't want them to smash down. A couple of them got smushed a little bit, but not too bad. Now I'm noticing this does, of course, roll up just slightly, but it will dry. You can always put it under book page to dry it better if you'd like. I mean, under a book, a heavy, you know, pile of heavy books or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and start picking the pages that I want to put down on top. I have quite a few I pulled here. Some of these have, I tore these accidentally, so I'm probably going to set those aside and use these. And I want, like she was saying, and I agree, I really want to see the writing on the page. So the vellum is a perfect way to decorate and not cover most of your page, you know? And that was what I was thinking was really cool too. But I have this whole pack of vellum that I purchased, and I hardly ever use it. So I wanted to use some of it. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that. Oh, and remember the other day, if you guys watched the video from the other day when I was working with Tim Holtz pads, and I had mentioned that I heard, I'm just going to do the one. I had mentioned that I heard they were quitting making, you know, the 12 by 12, and one of you confirmed that you heard him say that. Well, the one I ordered, I went ahead and ordered one that said it was 12 by 12. And when I got it, it is a 12 by 12. It was $14.99. I don't know how many more they have. I don't know if they're going, once they're gone, they're gone. But I thought I'd let you guys know. And the one I got, it's right here. I know that someone had mentioned to me, yeah, they're only, you know, 3 by 3s, 6 by 6s, 8 by. What it is in the back of his pad, it's got, these are cut down. And so it talks about in the description, right here, you have your 12 by 12, 6 by 6, 3 by 3, and 3 by 4. So those are all in there that can be cut down, which I've done some already. See, so these are the 3 by 4, these are the 3 by 3, and then these are the 6 by 6, and then it goes into the 12 by 12. So it does have, or they do have, his 12 by 12 still on Amazon in case anybody is, you know, wanting to get some. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down now. And it does feel much stronger and thicker because, of course, being the vintage book, it is super thin. And the one I have here is like a French, I think it's a French poet, the book I pulled it from, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't speak French, as most of you have heard me say before. But I do love looking at the words in French. There we go. So there's my first. I haven't done the corners yet, but I will. Okay, and I may do a couple of, let's see, I really liked this picture here. So I think I'm going to use that. It was actually from the inside cover of a book by William Makepeace Thackeray, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. Oh, I have it in the back. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, I'm having a real struggle at the thought of tearing those books apart. They are actually in relatively good condition. They are from the 1800s. And I kind of want to read them before I tear them down. Do you feel that way about any of your books? Because I am a reader as well. And I love William. And so, yeah, I saw those. I got them at my used bookstore here in Phoenix that I love so much. I know that I have a viewer who is from Phoenix. And so I'm just putting it out there in case she is listening. You may want to go to 7th Avenue and, oh my goodness, 7th Avenue and Hatcher, okay, just past Dunlap. You're going to go to Hatcher. It's on the northeast side of the road, and it's just called Books. The owner's name is Cindy. She's an awesome lady. I've known her now. We've been acquaintances for years. I've been going there. If you take your books, she will take any book. She does not trade for cash. She does trade for trade. And so everything in her store, if you have trade with her, is half off. which is half off. She always marks her books at half. Like if it's a cover book that has a price on the cover, she'll mark it at half the cover price. And then if you have credit with her, she will take half of that off. I love her. I love going there. I've taken her so many books through the years, and she keeps it's so fun. She has a mascot, a cat. I can't think of his name right now, but he's adorable, and he's her mascot for the shop. And then she also keeps all of our information, instead of on the computer, she keeps it on index cards, like from the library. And she has this index box that, like, you would see at a library when you were a kid, and she pulls that out and gets your name, and she marks it off and subtracts what you've spent, and it's very fun. So yeah, she's an awesome lady, and she has a amazing selection of books. So you should go there. If you live in Phoenix or you're visiting Phoenix, that's a good place to go. And her, like I said, her shop is just called Books. That is what the sign says outside. And yeah, that's what it's called. So, but it's totally worth the trip. And that's my, that is kind of my go-to. That, and believe it or not, our libraries here in Phoenix. We have Friends of the Phoenix Library, and that is they're in all of our library locations. There's like a little shop. I was actually, back in the 90s, I was the first volunteer at what's called the Burton Bar Branch Library, which is downtown Phoenix. It's our biggest library. It's 5 stories tall, and I was the volunteer who set up the Friends of the Library store in there. I didn't have a register at the time. I had a money bag, and my kids would come with me most of the time and play as I was setting up shelves and prepping the store. Now it's a beautiful little shop. It's amazing. When I go in there, I always crack up and yes, I always tell whoever's working that I was the first volunteer because I was, and I loved it. It was very fun. It was very fun. And so if you go to the Friends of the Library, if you guys have those shops in your libraries, they have a lot of great deals. And, you know, of course, libraries are always going through and discarding their books. And that's usually, I mean, they do, at least Phoenix does one, I'm going to do some skinny tags. Phoenix does I believe one big sale a year where they get rid of their discarded books. But for the most part, the discarded books go to the Friends of the Library store, and you can buy them super cheap. So if you guys have one of those where you live, it'd be cool to check it out. It'd be worth it. I'm going to use one of these Shakespeare poems, or I mean plays, not poem. Let's see. I think that would be kind of fun. I actually remembered to put my lid on. Probably making some of these way too big. They'll get cut down somewhat. But I kind of did, because some of those pockets in our journal, and then also like that new grunge journal I'm going to be working on, the pockets are kind of deep. And so you need a little bigger, tag to really fill it up, you know. So I'm going to do some that are a little bit taller and a little wider. Yeah, I just really wanted to challenge myself to start working on a few projects that are different style for me. I think it's important to keep, and then also, she mentioned something, and I am the same way. I totally forget what I've made. So I was thinking that a fun thing to do with you guys, I'm going to do it for myself. I actually sort of do it in a different way, but I was thinking it'd be fun to get my journals. Like, I take pictures, of course, for my listings of everything I do. A lot of times I'll go back in to remind myself, what did I do in that journal? Because that one was beautiful and I can't even remember what I put in there. And I'll go back in and I will pull up pictures of my my projects within my journal, the ephemera. and the way maybe I painted pages, or fabricked pages or whatever. I was thinking it'd be fun to do videos on projects I've done before, and that I could make some things for my stash, and at the same time show you guys a few things I've done prior that actually turned out pretty cool. So I think I'm going to be doing that a little bit for us, because I really like some of the things I've made before, and I just don't always remember. Like she said, I'll forget what I've done before. I do that. Do you guys do that? Something you really like, or maybe you go kind of through a mode where you'll be doing a certain type of something for a while, and then you'll forget and stop making it. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. So I just really wanted to get in there and look at some of the old things I've made and possibly remake them. Okay, so that will be something I'm probably going to be doing with you guys just for fun. I have our mass make already chosen for this coming week, this coming Monday, because I really need some made. And it's this, I call it a quadruple pocket. I got it from Tina. She got it from someone else. I can't remember who. But I love, love, love it. And I like putting it in my journals. It's beautiful. They're fun to decorate because there's so much to them. And I want to make some for the new journal, and also just to have in my stash. And so we're going to be doing that. She called it a booklet, which is what the person she got it from called it. But I think of it as more of a pocket, for a quadruple pocket. So, but it's very pretty, and so I think you guys will like it. I love it. I'm going to use some music page. Yeah. Let's see. I don't want to break it down so far that I cut too much. I tend to do that. Okay. It could be sideways too. That's very true. You can do sideways on your book page. You don't have to go up and down, right to left, or left to right, I mean. Yes, I read right to left. No, I don't, actually. I'm kidding. Alright. Yeah, I thought this was kind of fun. I watched her video and was like, you know what? That is exactly what I needed to see. I needed to see somebody working on something besides what I normally work on. I think I watch the same people a lot, and hang out with the same folks, which is fun. I feel like they're my friends. I've been watching them for a minute now. But at the same time, I need to always be mindful to kind of visit other folks too, because everybody's got their own style, and you can learn to add to your repertoire, by watching various artists. And so, yeah, I was excited when I watched Rachel and saw that. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that is what I've been thinking about doing, and it's perfect for me. So I'm real glad that I decided to watch her today. I watched her while I went to the gym. Yes, I went to the gym, you guys. I was a good girl. I went yesterday and I went today, and I hope I can tell you I went tomorrow. I have been making myself get up, and I have been speaking faith. Honestly, I'll tell you, remember I asked you guys the other day, what do you do to motivate yourself? And I said, well, you know what? The best motivator for me in the world is the Holy Spirit. So I began to speak those things that are not as though they are. And I spoke, Lord, I love going to the gym. I love leaving the house in the morning. I love working out and lifting weights. I love how it makes the temple of the Holy Spirit feel. It makes me feel strong, and and that is what I did yesterday, and I did it again today. And you know what? I was able to get dressed and to go beyond that voice in my head that says, you don't want to go, you don't want to go, you don't want to go. You just want to start crafting. Just go sit down at your desk and play all day long. And that is what is said in my ear. It's like, you don't really want to go today. You just want to play around and, and hang out with your stuff and hang out with your friends and make videos but I spoke it out, and I got dressed both days as I did it, and I gotta tell you, I walked away. My husband left for work. I left with him. I went to the gym, and I feel better for it. So that was my motivation. And telling all of you is my accountability in a way, if you think about it, because now you guys know what I did. And so if I don't do it right, you'll know that too. I have not posted this video yet. I guess I could delete that part and keep it a secret. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's a good thing to have accountability, right? It's a good thing. It's a righteous act to have accountability. It's never good for a person to be an island unto themselves. We all know that old saying, no man is an island unto himself, and it's very true. We all impact each other. So I did notice one thing. You want to be careful. This one's pretty good, but there was a couple of them. If you glue your page onto your other page and you do it crooked, when you cut it, it doesn't matter how straight you cut it, it's going to look crooked because your words are crooked. Does that make sense? It made sense in my head as I was thinking it. So hopefully when it came out of my mouth, you guys understood what I meant. Be careful how you glue them down. Okay, so I've got all my bases. I'm going to set these goodies aside. I don't need to do any more of that. And we're going to go ahead and trim. You know what I saw in here the other day? I wonder if I put it back. I had a card that I had. Oh, you know what? I don't think I did put it back. Huh. I guess I didn't. I was going to say, this card has an area right here that's already got a line. So I was going to say you can use, in case any of you are new and you haven't seen this before, you can use the side of a credit card or an old, gift store card, whatever. Line it up to get your corners even. And of course you can do the clip trick I showed you the other day, or that you've probably seen other people do, where you just hold your edge and flip it over to the other side and hold it. But I saw somebody do this the other day with the card, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember I used to do that. And so, yeah, I may try to evenly cut this side off. Let's see if I can do it without jacking it up. My hands aren't really strong enough to hold it super well, so let's see if I can keep it straight. Maybe I can just zip both sides. I think it's good, yeah. So I am going to use my old, well, actually, this was my late husband. Look at that, Alejandro Mendoza. That was my late husband's Kohl's card. So yeah, he would laugh at me right now that I even still have it. Yes, I am a sentimental person. I say things like that. And how many sentimental girls do I have out there? And guys, I am. My mom was not sentimental. She used to kind of be like, Tara, you gotta let things go, I'd say, Mom, how can you just throw things away? Because I can't stand the clutter. You gotta get rid of things. If you haven't touched it in a year, let it go. And I know there's probably lots of folks out there listening to my voice right now who are saying, yes, your mom was right. So I have learned kind of how to be that way in the middle. Like, I'm not sentimental about everything. I used to be sentimental about every little thing. I'm not like that anymore. I got older. These would make good bookmarks, huh? I think I might like round off the corners and make these as bookmarks instead of skinny tags. Isn't that cute? I think that's so cute. You know, it would be really cool is to color that in with some watercolor marker. I may do that before. I may not decorate that. I may try. Who knows? Sometimes that old paper just takes in the watercolor marker beautiful. Other times not so much. So, okay. I like this. I'd forgotten how much I liked having the card, because then I don't have to worry about holding the other side. Yeah, I like it. So, let's see here. Yay! I'm excited. I'm doing something with my book pages. You know what? I hope you guys like book pages, because we're probably going to do a few. We're going to probably be doing a few projects with them. I really have a lot of books, and I do. I want to implement them back into my junk journaling, because they make it feel like a junk journal. You know what I mean? To me. So. Yep, and round off my little corners here. I probably should have, somebody out there is probably thinking about this. I should have done it first. I should have glued the backer onto my, my cards. You're right. I know. Someone's thinking, yeah. Duh, Tara. Well, hopefully you're not thinking it that mean, but it's okay. It's okay. Watch. We're just gonna lay this out. And I'm gonna get some glue stick, and hopefully, I hope the glue stick does well. If it doesn't, I will know next time to use my, I'm thinking because it's book page, old book page to, you know, to paper, it's gonna hold okay. I gotta make sure and do the right side though. There you go. And I'm just gonna go down the line. I have got to already order more glue sticks. I need to keep them on a subscribe and save type situation for me, I think, because I go through them pretty quick. Once I get them again, I tend to use them up pretty fast. And they take a minute usually to get to me, for the most part, because normally when I go to order them, oh, I missed a spot. Normally when I go to order them, it'll say not available until such and such date, you know. So. Okay. And the one with the Shakespeare play on it is going to get distressed for sure. Oh, you know they're all going to get distressed, but you know that one definitely, because it's such a bright page, because it is newer. I'm going to set that one aside. Oh, look at that. See, maybe I shouldn't have used the glue stick. See? I don't always trust it. I've mentioned that to you guys. Yeah. Didn't quite get it everywhere, it looks like. We want to make sure that we get it everywhere. Oh, gosh. I feel so sticky. Oh. And this one's got a spot on this side. Come on, baby. Stick down. All right. We are going to, yes we are going to use the tacky glue on the next one, and one of these little lovely cards. We'll use a Walgreens subscription card. As you can see, I have a lot of old cards. That's my maiden or my married name from before, Mendoza. My late husband was Hispanic. And I have beautiful Hispanic, half Hispanic, quarter Italian, quarter French babies. Yep. Beautiful babies. All right. Now let's see. Did I get it everywhere? I hope. There we go. At least we know with the tacky glue it's going to be down. Not going to have any air bubbles or any of that, I don't think. Almost done. 2 more here. And again, I'm doing, I guess I kind of do this glue spreading beforehand. Some people lay it down and then spread their glue with the card. I get that. I don't like those lines on the thinner paper. I feel like on the back of here, see, even though I did that, there's still a few spaces. So we're gonna have to definitely go over these really quick. So I'm gonna do this really fast. There we go. Okay. Can you guys see okay? Am I in the picture? See, that's what I'm talking about. I try to stay where y'all can see me. Okay. I was laughing at hers today this morning because she was saying that she is, if anybody's a precise crafter, watching her will drive them crazy. And I was like, that's me. I am not precise, and I don't pretend to be. And if anybody doesn't like it, I apologize. You know, you can go to the precise channels, the people that are really good at measuring and really good at never making a mess. And I'm not that person. I love creating and I love crafting, but I just can't be that girl. Hopefully this one, now I do remember that this had glue on it. So, see, I'm gonna wipe it real quick. This is a wet wipe. And this is a dry so that I don't mess up anything. Okay, because I do want to rub these down as well. I know they're already probably dry, but I'm just making sure. I like this Amazon packing paper though, because it's got the buff, you know. All you gotta do is do a little bit of do a little distress around the edges and brown those edges darker, and it just looks really cool. It's perfect to write on. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. As my friend Shani would say, I like it a lot. Shani is my oldest friend and my best friend. We don't get to, she just recently moved to Colorado. We don't get to see each other very often, but you have those friends that you don't have to see them, you don't have to talk every day, but you are always right there with each other. That's her and I. I am her mother in the faith. I led her to Christ, and we've been friends for probably, oh my goodness, let's see. I won't tell her age, but I'm 56, and she's blah, blah, blah. I met her when she was blah, 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 so that means, what, 32 years, yeah. We've been friends for 32 years. I don't have her permission to reveal her age, so I'm not going to. I am a good friend. I wouldn't do that. So in case she watches me, I love you, Shani. Yeah. But anyway, she always says, I like it a lot. She's also a minister now, praise God. And yeah, we knew each other back in the day before. When I got born again when I was 15. I was 15 when I was saved, and I immediately, as some of you know and have gone through yourselves, like as soon as I was born again, it was like target on the back. I started, having all kinds of temptation thrown at me in ninth grade. And so my testimony is one of a very interesting testimony, actually. So yeah, Shannon and I, when we met each other, we were both not walking with the Lord. She was not born again at all. I was backslidden as all get out. And, I was like 24, I think. And, yeah, it was not good. And so whenever she shares her testimony and I'm there, she always points me out and says, this is the woman who taught me this is the person who taught me how to party, and this is the person who led me to Christ. Because I was right there, and I was older than her, and I was a bad influence. And then I came to the Lord before her, or came back to the Lord and rededicated my life and cleaned up my act, praise God, and he cleaned up my act. Yeah, and we were having this big revival at my little church in my neighborhood. I used to go to a little neighborhood AG church, Assembly of God church, and it was so funny because we had this revival, and Shannon was across the street at her boyfriend's house, and actually they were broken up, but he was the father of her son, and so she was over there, and the Lord just really put on my heart strongly, you need to invite Shannon to church. And I hadn't seen her in a minute, actually, because we had about a year and a half where we were apart, and it was during that time that I gave my life back to the Lord. And so I went and I said, Shannon, come here, and brought her over to the house and asked her if she'd go to church with me. And she describes it as like fruit falling off the vine. Like she was so ready to have something new in her life. And she went with me, and she was radically born again. I mean, there's no other way to describe it, like radically born again. Delivered from drug addiction from that moment on, delivered from smoking, delivered from everything that she had been a part of. It was amazing to see. It was just a beautiful, miraculous, deliverance. So yeah, that's my girl. So these are coming out good. Now this one has a little crease because I had to fold it back because it was lifting on me, which is kind of funny because it was the one that I used the Aleene's on, not the one I used the glue stick on. So yeah, who knew? Anyway, let me see. I'm gonna check our time. Got to do the little phone thing. Sorry, girls, can't see it. Oh gosh, we're already at 43 minutes. Sheesh. Okay, so we're not gonna do like a huge decorating thing. I'm just gonna do one, but at least we'll do one. Okay. And I'm gonna decorate it a little different than I usually do. Like I said, I'm gonna not use people as my focal point. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Another thing I want us to do is I really want to do some like some paper snippet type rolls. Not even necessarily rolls, but I want to do some paper snippets to use, like to just cut away from and use on as toppers, tags, whatever, that kind of thing. This one's pretty wet, so I'm gonna let it dry. Let's see. Okay, and these are my vellum I printed out. I just grabbed a few digis I had. I did a butterfly. There's a little bird in here who's stuck. He won't come out. There he is. He's shy. It's okay. It's okay, little guy. So I have some music notes. Oh, and then these are really cute. There's like some sayings here that are hopeful. Different quotes from famous people. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. And just some little signs and stuff. Oh, this one's so pretty. Look at these butterflies and roses. And yeah, so I'm gonna pull. Okay, let's see. Oh, I love this. the eggs. Isn't that cute? And there's feathers. It's a little wide. I mean, it could go up the side though. I wanted, like she was talking about, I really wanted to be able to see a lot of what's on the background. So I'm going to use one of my glue pages over here to do this lovely gluing down. This little guy is very hard to pick up. Okay, so I'm going to put this bird on there. I think he's pretty. I'm going to use him. Oh, wait. Oh, this bird cage is really pretty too. Guys, I kind of like that. Let's see. I better double check. You know what? We're just going to do a couple because we can. We're not, I mean, these aren't, I don't think these are going to be as hard because I'm not overthinking this. I really am just kind of going to go for it. Okay, so we're going to put this in the center. In the center. Oh, there we go. He's pretty. Can you guys see? Okay. Making sure everybody can see. And I was thinking, does this go? Nope, that's right. Oh, that is pretty. I'm going to do this guy. All right. And you can see the pretty music notes through these, so it looks cool. And then I have these lovely, I did cut out my friend Sandra. If she happens to watch, she is out of France. Lovely, lovely, lovely woman. Her shop on Etsy is called Bluebell Design, BLUBELL Design. She has just got some really sweet things, and these little butterflies came from one of her kits. I grabbed it and just went to town doing some fussy cutting. So I just fell in love with all the little butterflies she had in there. I was thinking this one's a little long. Let's see. Here we go. I like this. Now I'm going to do something strange. I'm going to try. Let me see if it'll work. I think it will with this tiniest little one. I love this particular corner cutter because it's got the 3 different sizes. I really like having that option when I want it. I don't use the little ones all the time, but when I want to, they are there. And we're going to put some unconditional love on the top of this. I think that's going to be our first tag. I might actually be able to get a couple of these today. So there it is. I'm going to put some glue down before I see something else and change my mind. You know how I am. I could change my mind in the drop of a hat. I really hope that this video is in view and I'm not. I put it up there. Unconditional. God's unconditional love. Oops, you know what? I better bring it down a little bit because I am going to put like some type of a tag up here and I don't want. Now I'm going to do what I love, if I can find them real quick here. I really like on top of tags to put, I even like them on journal cards actually, tabs. I love to put tabs. I'm not finishing my thought. You're probably like, you love what? You love what? I love to do tabs, and I have these really cute ones out of this kit from, oh gosh, I don't even know who it's from. I don't know. Who is it from? I was thinking, it's kind of big. Let's see. I have a smaller one. I know there's some smaller ones in here. I hope. Oh yeah, here they are. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're cooking now. Just gotta get them out of there. Look at these, they're so cute. Oh, and then there's these. So sweet. But I was gonna do a little quick distress here on the edges. Now that was the one thing I noticed with Rachel, was she didn't distress anything and her work looked amazing. She didn't round anything, it looked amazing. So I mean, if my little distressing and all that good stuff is not your style, you know, and your stuff looks beautiful. I just happen to really like the distressed look personally. For me, it's just a part of that old aged vintage look. Now I am not going to round off the corners of my tags, at least not this one. I do that sometimes, once in a while, but you know, not really all the time. But I love how you can see the notes through, and we're gonna do this little, instead of doing like a ribbon or, you know, how you do on top, which I always do usually, but once in a while I remember that I love tabs as well. So I'm going to stick this on one side. Better do the front first just to make sure that I get it in the right spot. In the right spot. And then we'll do the other side. Okay. There we go. And this little bird and this butterfly is definitely blessed. There we go. So there's one. What time is it? Let me check. How'd I do on that one? Did I? Oh gosh, come on. I think I have time for one more. Uno más. Uno más. Stick with me, por favor. No, I don't speak Spanish eloquently. I speak it sort of, little. I sing in it a lot. But my church, one of my churches was, I was privileged and blessed to go to a church here in Phoenix called Love International, Amor Internacional. And I went there for 10 years and was part of the praise and worship, leadership and team, and was in the choir and did, solos. And it was funny because I don't speak Spanish, but I can sing in it. So there we go. So get that side, get this side a little bit. You know what I did with this one? Oh no, I did do it. Okay, I just didn't distress it yet, so it's okay. I was thinking that I did not distress, or I didn't glue on the back, but I did. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's different for me. It is not my normal, work, and I think that's good. I may end up, adding to it, how I am. Well, if you don't know that, you'll know that eventually. I will add to things because I just do. But after I get off camera, I kind of go, oh, you know what? I could do this, or I could still do that, or I could make it look like this, or make it look like that. Now, what I probably will do is do a little stamping in the corners on the back of these. We're going to choose joy. Praise God, we're going to choose joy today. You got to choose joy sometimes, because sometimes life is not joyful, right? I mean, there's just times when you've got to look at everything and go, I am not going to be bound up by what I see here. I'm gonna walk in the joy of the Lord, because that's my strength. And I know it's not always easy, trust me. I've had some pretty traumatic times in my life where I've had to choose joy. I've had to worship my way through. Believe me, I'm not spouting off there. I'm not kidding. I've had some trauma. So I do understand the pain of sometimes not feeling the joy. But it's okay, because you're not alone. You're never ever alone, no matter what it feels like. I'm here to tell you that He is with you. As I get to know you guys, I will share more with you about my life, and you know, hopefully you guys will still like me. I have a testimony. That's all I'll say. I have a testimony. All of us do. You know, we really do. Now, I like this vellum distressed. I think that looks pretty tight. Yeah, I said tight. I know that's such an aged remark, isn't it? It's totally 90s, isn't it? Or early 2000s. I don't care. I still like it. I say cool, dig. My dad said dig back in the 70s. Do you dig it? He'd say. Now, I'm going to put this here on the side a little bit. And then I was going to go ahead and grab one of these other. This one says vintage and well loved. That's me. Vintage and well lived. I like it. And I'm going to put that one running right here. Kind of doing a little vellum collaging. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. That's fun. Hadn't really thought about doing that. However, now that I've gotten started, dude, I can't seem to stop. One more, just this flower, okay? I'll stop after this flower. Yeah, this is vellum, and it's kind of, I think it's more like a medium thickness. I know there's thinner than this, but I also have felt, oh no, did you see that? Oh, I tore it. Bummer. Okay, watch this. I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to use it anyway. I don't care. I don't care. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Oh, I almost sang there. I am determined to not use my channel as a platform for me to sing. I'll be honest with you. I love to sing, but I just, that's, you know, I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but I don't ever want anybody to think that I'm out here trying to promote my singing, because I'm not. And I'm here to have fun and craft with you guys and talk about the Lord and talk about our day and just be girlfriends, you know, just have my friends. So once in a while I may sing a note or two, but I don't want it to be about that. I like it. I like it a lot. Look at that. That's pretty. Even though I ripped that, you know, it's okay. It's all right. All right, and I'm going to use, I think, this one, because I really have been wanting to use these little tabs, and I think it'll be fun to have that on there. So, plus, I love the message. It says, praise the Lord. Praise God in his sanctuary. Praise him in his mighty, what does that say? In his mighty fortress. Psalm, I cannot read the number, 13, I believe. It's an awesome, worshipful message. So there we go. That's that one. Yep. You know what? I might even do something I do sometimes. We may put this on the side. I kind of like them on the side. Or, yeah, how about right there? I like that. Let's do that. I hope y'all like it there. I'm liking it there. Okay, my glue's, there we go. And then we're going to be done. And we're going to be done. All right. Yep, off to the side just a little. Makes it look, I don't know. I just like the way this one turned out, and I can't wait to put it somewhere. Probably going to go into our new journal, or the one we're doing together. I haven't thought of a name for this journal yet, you guys. So you've all, if you've been watching the videos, which I know some of you have been watching the videos, let me know what. Let's come up with a name together. Now, I always ask you guys this stuff, and you don't answer me. I'm going to take a drink. You don't really answer me. I need to know your opinion. Honestly, I want your opinion. So what do you think our new journal should be called? Because I haven't the foggiest right now. I honestly haven't. So it's very summary. It's nice and rosy. It's got a lot of roses. It's got a lot of beautiful ladies in it. We're just kind of going up the side here. That's what I love about this particular stamp. It can kind of stamp over itself and it just doesn't lose the impact, you know. I just love that. I'm going to do the tail right here. So, you know, you can still write on the card. I used the vintage photo, so it didn't block anything, but it just made the back kind of pretty. So there's number 2. So we did that one, and we did that one. I'm liking them, and they're different. They're totally different for me. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Hope you had fun today. Hope you joined me and maybe made a few tags or at least crafted alongside me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love ya. Take care. Bye.